Nothing in the Abyss surprises me as this album's predecessor. Now, on this project, I talk a lot about being a father, a pop of three personalities in one. The creation of this was completely nostalgic for me, but at the same time, I wanted to preserve the integrity of modern day individuality on this project. Yes, there are reminders of greatness that isn't my own throughout. And with this being said, I wanted to demonstrate how often I'm a collector of art as much as being a creator of it. Somehow I don't think Charlie Parker would be quoting Goethe, also known as Fela, was named after bebop's greatness. It's somewhat of an observation of African music and history, and an observation of a scene from the show Cowboy Bebop. In this song, Carl talks about being stagnant, being stuck somewhat in a loop of both mediocrity and oscillation obsession, or in other words, time obsession, and also human transcendence that often happens to be good-natured even when bad. At least that's how I interpret it for the most part. So here's the Anarchist Parade, or Anarchist Juve. That is track number 1 on with a moko jumbie and a persona of 3.
Tu peux oublier ton passé et aller de l'avant. Les gens le font tous les jours. Tu peux te rappeler ton passé sans pouvoir avancer. Les gens le font tous les jours.
Looking at the beast and reaching for my weapon. If Babylon fall, this target is a blessing. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep. Smoking at the beast and reaching for my weapon. If Babylon fall, this target is a blessing. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep. Rifle shooter, hitting targets dead at winter. All these corpses, pillow talking as he hits them. Wars on ice, skate past salad bars for beef. Watch him splice, chop abominations with glee. I see an ending, bright for me, dark for you. Feeling threatened, combat me as you end. Taste the blood, it's oozing out of my captions. Vivid pictures illustrate mutiny, mutilation. Give us anarchy, we deserve transgressions. Weaponizing widow eyes to expand human conditions. Cockers on a beach and spontaneous dreams. A sure cause to him as I wake up to read. Smugging at the beast and reaching for my weapon. If Babylon fall, this target is a blessing. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep. Smugging at the beast and reaching for my weapon. If Babylon fall, this target is a blessing. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep. Signify mayhem, better not lose sleep.
With a moko jumbie and a persona of 3 is the name I thought of while bouncing in and out of existence itself when I nearly died last year after being hit by a car on my bike ride to work. I think of it as a reminder of how randomly vicious I could be sometimes. This abrasive behavior is something hard for my loved ones to deal with. Take my wife, for example. She put up with all kinds of random deranged shit in the hospital and stood by me because she knew it wasn't really me. She was loyal to the very idea and nature of waiting for me to return from my hell. My wonderful boon is incredible for that. Track 2, Refract, on my back contains somewhat of an exaggeration of what I feel for her, and also a random story about a woman she relates to in some way, with the spontaneous addition of a highlight of a random indecisiveness indecisiveness on the brain. In this song, Carl talks about the game of life and simply how giving and receiving both ultimately grandiosely lead to your end.
Dans la vie, il y a un jeu. Si tu ne donnes pas, tu meurs. Si tu ne reçois pas, tu meurs. À chaque fois que tu donnes un peu, que tu reçois un peu de toi se meurt.
Interject with a glossy back. Shriveled in time is the manifest. Gold chest protects the beat. Gold chest protects the beat. Interject with a glossy back. Shriveled in time is the manifest. Gold chest protects the beat. Gold chest protects the beat. A looker, the breeze is still while patiently waiting to be inhaled. She travels with moral intent. One sniff reveals her scent. She smells like autumn laced with revenge. A hint of spring is in her elegance, yet her skin feels like winter. Onward towards her fever. She travels with a bloodlust for warmth, but that isn't her end. In the darkest second, I think of the brightest minute. Such a light could lead me to disparity. I think. In that moment, what is more important? I look forward to a light before closing my eyes. A blink is like a rapidly closing curtain. Dark then light then dark. It would be normal to choose a side, but I can't. I can't choose a fucking side. Interject with a glossy back. Shriveled in time is the manifest. Gold chest protects the beat. Gold chest protects the beat. Interject with a glossy back. Shriveled in time is the manifest. Gold chest protects the beat. Gold chest protects the beat.
Rare Vinyl came to life because I was bored one day and wanted to create somewhat of a homage for so-called shitty art house music that's hard to find. On this, I talk about my character Conus and lots of other colorful things, while Carl tells a story about random after random passerby feeling drunk by the air to dance and then some. This is a continuation and will continue throughout the album on different tracks at fucking random.
This is that rare shit, rare shit. It hits you with the force of a guy with many eyes. We capture the souls of the living and crystallize random clicks and clicks through the surface of a monster. Tragic how we talk and the damage enough to be conjured. This is that rare shit, rare shit. It hits you with the force of a guy with many eyes. We capture the souls of the living and crystallize random clicks and clicks through the surface of a monster. Tragic how we talk and the damage enough to be conjured. A battered woman is whiffing up our key as her battle is soon to be bereaved. What manifests the struggle of a half-eyed thief who can't see himself even when his mirror is clean. I stuck around and got zapped with the light of a queen. I told her I enjoy you, and yet we still know that bitches ain't loyal. If we summon your troops, we know they won't court you. They'll kiss your ass, Mrs. High Class. You'll lose your life before you lose them. Obsession is strong on spike stems, and the phlegm of it all, crack of it all, is your dining, being used for what you think you aren't. This is that rare shit, rare shit. It hits you with the force of a guy with many eyes. We capture the souls of the living and crystallize random clicks and clicks through the surface of a monster. Tragic how we talk and the damage enough to be conjured. This is that rare shit, rare shit. It hits you with the force of a guy with many eyes. We capture the souls of the living and crystallize random clicks and clicks through the surface of a monster. Tragic how we talk and the damage enough to be conjured.
Les passants sentent le bruit et le geste, se sentent comme enivrés par les airs et l'hydromel. Au Dieu mélange. 1, 3, 2, 5, 4. Au Dieu mélange. Danse, son, de silence. Le bruit est roi. Danse, son, dansons, dansons, dansons.
Quadruple Zero Black Tesla is honestly the name of a fictional t-shirt brand I created. I'm in living thread form, this shirt, and this song I talk about pretty much being a strong support system for my son and how I'm retired in some sense, trophy case dwelling, keeping my son warm and all that jazz. On this record, Carl talks about how thinking for hours doesn't always mean someone is eating for hours. That's sort of a play on the term food for thought, I suppose.
There's a hanger in my sleeve, suspended with my love for ya. I hang around to hang around, retired in a trophy case. Quadruple zero, Black Tesla Esquire. Quadruple zero, Black Tesla Esquire. Hanger in my sleeves, suspended with my love for ya. I hang around to hang around, retired in a trophy case. Quadruple zero, Black Tesla Esquire. Quadruple zero, Black Tesla Esquire. Reverse fish islands, I pull you in. I don't talk about my dealings and conversations about dealings, because I made millions of dollars, and I had to give it away to save you. Hope you grow to inspire the lives of people greater than you, and I mean that inspiringly to you. Make computers with the same appetite for food, create black gems and mayhem. I have to zoom in to the world and kill from a distance, but you have the parts of me that can kill close. I love you. Remember these notes. There's a hanger in my sleeve, suspended with my love for ya. I hang around to hang around, retired in a trophy case. Quadruple zero, Black Tesla Esquire. Quadruple zero, Black Tesla Esquire. Hanger in my sleeves, suspended with my love for ya. I hang around to hang around, retired in a trophy case. Quadruple zero, Black Tesla Esquire. Quadruple zero.
On peut penser pendant des heures sans vouloir manger.
Track 5 for Peace from War, I pretty much talk about losing myself solely to become a better version of myself. Yes, that sounds crazy, but it works perfectly for me in description of what I feel for the most part right now and probably forever. Culture was a band that wasn't ashamed, and I am a one-man band who also won't feel ashamed.
On voit qu'elle a une figure de muse, icône, de musical, symbole. Elle existe, tape sans cesse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Son rythme meuble l'air et les tympans.
It is imperative that I use my mind to lose it and live like tomorrow is nothingness. This is an excerpt from my future and present collection. I'm not ashamed, I'm not ashamed, I'm not ashamed, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to show off my strengths and flaws. It was incredibly easy for me to dive into a life of deviancy and crime as a teenager. I would have gone so much deeper than I did if I didn't have the father I had. Escapees from hell who are men without fathers are some of the strongest men I have ever met. If my son has to grow without me, I want him to develop into a strong human being. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Right now I'm so high that I can't hear the voice recordings of a low story. My son doesn't know my love for sweets, yet he gets a kick out of smelling like caramel pastries. He waves his arm around, taunting me, saying shit like, look pop, a cinnamon drop. Pop, a cinnamon drop. Linda Santería is simply just the audio version of a video I made after I got out of the hospital last year. With this song, I wanted to pinpoint and show off random colors of sound, spontaneous manifests of vibrant personalities within a world of despair, chaos, and angel sex crazed happiness.
Carl's approach for track 7, Shuffling a Mess, is him telling a story about washing someone in intense heat who grows numb to it all. I'm assuming this being washed is a demon or an aggregation of demons. Also on this track, I pretty much talk about my upbringing and solipsism as an adolescent.
Après avoir été baigné pendant des jours par l'extrême chaleur, on finit par l'accepter comme la santé.
It's like my father's Miyagi, and I'm LaRusso. Found my balance in a cesspool. Injured talent, brain is scrambled. Pushing to a meeting about how long I live for. It's my pop Miyagi and my LaRusso. I found my balance in a cesspool. Injured talent, brain is scrambled. Pushing to a meeting about how long I live for. Mother, dad's point, smell, look, sound louder than lady adolescence. The pizzazz of my survival is with the taxidermist. Loud enough to be heard from the dimension I almost deserted. I savor the moment of my birth into rebuilding. I scroll, form, twist the norm of an occurrence. I came to a present that felt like a loop of past tense. I clench my fist at the field, no control in a hospice. Melodramatic. I can take a heart and cut out my feelings for it. It's like my father's Miyagi and I'm LaRusso. Found my balance in a cesspool. Injured talent, brain is scrambled. Pushing to a meeting about how long I live for. It's my pop Miyagi and my LaRusso. I found my balance in a cesspool. Injured talent, brain is scrambled. Pushing to a meeting about how long I live for.
Noddin is about memory and how it's passed on even when it doesn't quite feel that way sometimes. On this record, I talk about how holding my son feels.
I remember less, and you remember me. I'm little to your eyes, see me to be you. You'll nod off, till my armpit head. Nodding in my arms as I'm hugging your glares. With silk and fleece, marble on the floor takes your feet. As you try to stand, truth is your past when you're a better man. Truth is your past when you're a better man. According to some psychological studies, I haven't even been a man or an adult for 5 years yet. Now at the age of 27, I agree with this even though there are some tasks we find ourselves maturely doing before the mature time we are supposed to do them. I keep thinking about age, again and again. I understand the grumpiness of, let's say, someone who's 65 or even older. It's a rational response to someone who is my age who once thought that just because they had to do grown-up shit at an early teenage, that makes them an adult for more than 10 years when they arrive to their mid-20s. Being an adult means being infatuated with nostalgia, even with a bad upbringing. Being young means being obsessed with your future. I remember less, generation after generation. What I remember first about life is less than what you will remember first.
Lam Lam is a song about and how the sharpest, darkest curves tend to feel like great lights of oblivion.
I'm too cold for the weather. I breathe storms and wear a big sweater. I bleed silver when red is for my loved ones. It's all blurry, yet vivid for personas. I'm too cold for the weather. I breathe storms and wear a big sweater. I bleed silver when red is for my loved ones. It's all blurry, yet vivid for personas. And adolescence is the essence of storied beginnings. A legend is carried on more than gifted limbs from revenge. So as I smoke a pen at 11, prisoners burn. And as I toss a when, Father Time learns. I'm the creator of how I would flow, creator of how I would sew. I lace the fabric with pop eternity, do's and don'ts. Aramis, I love you, Aramis. Though I know my flesh isn't the best source of this. I'm animalistic, grouchy, trash can't dwell it. My robotic claws won't let me feel anger. So here's a black hole of thought, an endless glow pit for you to play in. The universe is yours, that you don't have to stay in. I'm too cold for the weather. I breed storms and wear a big sweater. I bleed silver when red is for my loved ones. It's all blurry, yet vivid for personas. I'm too cold for the weather. I breed storms
Attache ton
and
manteau,
wear a big
mets ta
sweater.
tuque,
I bleed
il
silver
va faire froid.
when red is for my loved ones. It's all blurry, yet vivid for personas.
Singular at track 10 is about, in some way, worry, I guess. No, on second thought, it's about wonder. Wondering if art will advance a bloodline or decrease it.
It's gorgeous, horrendous. I heard the call, whatever. Soft steel with light leather. I calculate, whatever. It's gorgeous, horrendous. I heard the call, whatever. Soft steel with light leather. I calculate, whatever. Only records of my mess ups you'll keep. I wonder up the next when my art suppressed the feet of my seed to pass the torch, maybe passing of death if I attempt to raise myself. Here we are flattened ironically, and what goes comes around sonically in the roundabout of it all. Sleep long enough and you'll hear a call. It's gorgeous, horrendous. I heard the call, whatever. Soft steel with light leather. I calculate, whatever. It's gorgeous, horrendous. I heard the call, whatever. Soft steel with light leather. I calculate, whatever.
Les passants sentent le bruit et le geste, se sentent comme enivrés par les airs et l'hydromel, odieux mélange. 1, 3, 2, 5, 4. Odieux mélange. Dans ce son, tous s'élancent, le bruit est roi. Dans ce son, dansons.
Feelings shouldn't ever be thrown away because you feel weak to have them. Express what you feel most. Be an aged caribou.
If I let my feelings rot, antlers will grow to impale my heart. But my art will grow to drip some wine. The wise will show as I reach my prime. Perplexing development at a peak of relevance grabs a hold of your reflection to kidnap a perspective. Take one long look at who you became, then one long look at the repeat you may feel. The clock is on the clock, no time to look at those hands. Either you live to be remembered or forgotten in 10. Not even a parade every decade would remind them of your stem, or your roots, or your seeds, or the possessions you left. If I let my feelings rot, antlers will grow to impale my heart. But my art will grow to drip some wine. The wise will show as I reach my prime.
BELCH is the final track on this album, and it's pretty much, in a way, a whimsical kids show where Carl talks about dancing and then some. And here's the end. But this isn't the end.
Et un jour, nous vîmes que paix il y avait, mais que sérénité il n'y avait plus.
know, controlling, I can be annoying. And I love you so much, I want to curse you with a baby. I put him back to sleep, then he woke up to eat. And now we're both up, as he has the hiccups. We're listening to music. He usually hums and says things when he enjoys it. But today's different, he's trying to hiccup to the beat. At this very moment, he just shook his fist and kicked. I love it when you use my arm as your drum set. As you now sit in this bouncer with this music playing as the theme for our dramatic. I now understand the meaning of Godfather of Soul. He created a drum beat to fucking create life to. My son feels like a magnum opus album to me. Different twists and turns, sounds, and eyes curiously rolling around. Black creates life, it's a groove, Badu's. Next lifetime to yellow daisies. A little while to muddy waters is managed, spoiled. And then lose, walk on the wild side prior to angel dust by Gil. I'm hungry too. Stop crying. Your mother should be the one to talk to you because I get tied up in my frustration. So much I want to hug you. Like I'm a tightrope. Kiss you on the cheek when you do bad, all that fun stuff. She asked me if I was feeling okay. I said yeah. Yeah, I feel okay. I'm not immortal.